I know.
Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. What time is it? It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. L-A-D-I-S, I-S, I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, I-S, I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki. On Boss, Ed, May, and Nikki. L-A-D-I-S, I-S, I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, I-S, I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So we gotta do it for Nikki. One time for the ladies in the house. Two times the people shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki, Buzz, and Nikki. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Y'all looking so pretty.
Yes, purple.
Our queen, Nikki, is en route. So she'll be joining us in a few minutes. So I just want to say, y'all look so pretty.
Yeah, purple's a great color.
Say it again. I need to get some purple lipstick though, Nikki Unbossed. Y'all gotta, oh, look at her standing up. So she
always gets on here looking naked because she loves
what is, you got some great shoulders though. So, but yeah, thank you for letting the people know that you ain't naked. I want to say welcome to everyone. We are the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew where we honor the day of the everyday woman. And because I'm a hip hop girl, I'm just going to say, can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
Well, I'm gone. Ow.
You are such a hip hop head.
Listen, all day. I found this thing on Amazon and it's a big poster and it says, "Can I kick it?"
Did you get it?
And the bottom I am going to broadcast from my basement so you can see that thing. It's fire. So anyway, that enough about me. La Shell. How you doing today? Tell the people what you did today.
Honey. First of all, I got in super late, hung out with my fam, and got in real late, but still got up this morning and got a little more than 10,000 steps in. That's right.
Oh my, you great.
Like 3,000 of them. So I'm feeling good, honey. I'm feeling good.
You got in 10,000 before 11 o'clock in the morning?
I sure did. And I was exhausted, but it's cool outside today. So I wasn't fighting against the heat. And I really made this commitment to myself that I was going to walk at least 8,000 steps every day. and I have not missed a day in like 32 days. So I'm going to keep going. But now I'm starting to get some energy that is making me go a little further. And I'm like walking fast, but now I'm adding a little bit of run in between. So I feel good. I feel good.
I think that's amazing. You always looked amazing, but you look like, let's say, like vibrant. Right?
Thank you. I feel quite vibrant.
Very nice. Chandra, who's not naked.
I'm not naked, y'all. Let me sit on my leg.
There we go. There you go. Yeah, look.
Now you're cutting off the top of your head, but we can see your purple.
But you look great.
You look amazing. You look amazing.
Is it a dress?
I'm gonna sit like a little
honey.
Pose.
You look really good. Can we just like have a show where we just tell each other how good we look?
Like, you look really good. You look really good.
I think everybody deserves that.
What you doing, Shani?
Praise the Lord, everybody. I am doing good. I am here. I am in full work mode. Work. I have Juneteenth is coming up, and Juneteenth is the anniversary of me opening my shop for the first time. And so it's my 1 year anniversary. And so I have things happening everywhere. And I'm just excited about that. And, Cali ain't slowing down. One bit. And so
does it feel like a year?
It does not. I was thinking, Autumn said to me, she was like, did you really did that really open just on Juneteenth a year ago? I'm like, it's been a year already. Yeah. She's like, it's been a year. No, it's been a year, and I'm just like super, super thankful, super grateful that I've had an outlet in this business, and that it's growing so much. More recently I've been doing a lot of bulk orders. Oh, it's so good. And so I've been really, really excited about that. Callie, you want to say hi? Because you're just
she on the show.
Callie girl.
Callie girl.
Hi, Sally.
Hi.
Hi.
So she want to talk so bad. But yeah. So that's it. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm here. I'm breathing. Everybody around me is doing well, and I can't ask for more than that.
Praise the Lord.
That's amazing. Nikki, I'm boss. What it do?
You know what? I'm feeling really good.
You look
I
good.
had a really rough week. But Wednesday, there was a number of things that were just weighing on me. And since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, today, I have been very vocal about how I feel, what I think needs to get done, and unapologetic about it.
Yeah.
And right now, I feel really, really good because I have stated what needs to be said, and that is helping me with managing my own boundaries or my own, expectations. So I'm feeling really good. And, last night we laugh about this, but I got in my sauna blanket.
What is a sauna blanket?
I don't even know if it's called a sauna blanket, but I lay in this thing, and it's almost like a sleeping bag. And I got to look up what it's called because I forgot. But you just sweat. But the heat in itself is just so relaxing. All it's missing is the massage. And I think they have them with the massages. Mine is just for heat. It's supposed to sweat off calories, but I don't even get in there for that. I get in it when I have a rough day and I put on a movie and I just feel relaxed. So I did that last night. And I have been doing, with Lachelle and even you, Crystal, you've been doing a lot of exercise too, trying to, right? I bought the DB method, that squat machine. It just makes it a little bit easier. So I've been doing that as well. I did that last night. So I'm feeling really good. I'm slowly getting myself back into exercise. I said I was going to go for my, 3-mile walk today. So that's my challenge for the rest of the day today. And it from here, all of that will become a routine. So right now I'm feeling really good. So thanks for asking. And I like this purple. I know I'm not a real color person, but I really like this purple.
You have to stop saying that because you are a color person.
Oh my God. I'm loving this purple. I wasn't crazy about the shirt, but like the purple looks great on everybody. And I just got to show everybody my Hello Kitty that I put on today that I was hoping y'all could see, but you can't see it in my screen.
You're just gonna you have to do the whole show like this.
I gotta hold it up.
Pull the chain part back.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. But I'm feeling good.
You are looking amazing. Look, we all are. Say so. Say so. Say so. I'm good. I'm so inspired by y'all because y'all seem like y'all are really like together, and I feel like I'm all over the place, but. Another story. My mom is here. May James is here. Yay! Hey. She's visiting, and she is just everything. And I was just about the exercise. She rides a bike. They call it an incumbent bike because it sits low and it has a high back, right? And so she started doing that around her birthday. And she said she hadn't missed a day either, like in, a month or, a few months, but we have one here. So she's been getting on the bike every day since she's been here. And my mom is, she's healthy. She's gorgeous. She's, she moves well. She's, has great energy. She was doing what we're doing when I was a kid. Like she would take time for herself, wouldn't apologize about it, is very clear about what boundaries are, tell people no, yes if she wants, you know what I mean? Like those things that we talk about, she was always doing. And that, the fruit of all of that is that you can age and still be healthy and not have to have assistance. Like, she traveled here on her own and, flight got canceled and she had to fly into another city and change gates and and she was good. She was like, okay, Chrissy, I'll see you I'll see you around 11 o'clock. And it was amazing. So she's here. That's fun. My son, when I say I mean our son, right? It's just like, he has a father and we're together. But, our son is graduating from 8th grade on Tuesday. So there's been a lot of graduation festivities and just excitement around the house and work and, chores. So it's just, I feel a little all over the place. John Quick, do we have anybody in backstage? I think we may. I will keep talking until we do, but I wanted to say nobody.
Not yet. Nobody.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right, I'm out. Bye.
Okay, bye. What happened? Did we see our special guest?
I'm a special guest.
You're a special guest.
I'm sorry about all the back noise.
That's okay. You look gorgeous.
Hi, y'all look absolute. I'm with John Quick. We might need to wear purple every week. You guys look amazing. You look beautiful.
It is lovely.
Very good choice.
Listen, purple is a royal color.
Well,
did you guys get my I don't know if it, I send y'all stuff on every platform in life. So
and I can't keep up.
I seen something, this older, lovely, matriarchy woman. She was like, purple is my color. I wear purple all the time. And someone was like, well, why do you wear purple? She's like, because purple is the color of money. Color is the purple of royalty. Purple is the color of, like, she just started naming all these things. I was like, yes, y'all, we're wearing purple. We're wearing purple. And when she said purple is the color of money, when in like psychology terms, like the color purple equals like flow and like money coming and like different things like that. So she was like, purple is the color of money.
Yes, honey. You look like money.
Yes.
You look like money. I am sitting outside the airport. I got my little computer plugged in on the side.
Come through.
Listen, the everyday woman got to keep it moving.
Okay.
I got off the plane. I went to the bathroom. I was like, oh, I'm shining. I was like, oh, that's all right. And then I came outside. I was like, oh, look, it's supposed to be the designated smoking area. Nobody's here. Where could I take off my mask? And I saw a plug. I plugged it in. I didn't have my purple jacket on yet. I was like, it all worked out for you. That's the universe. And I put it here, right? And then I saw y'all, and I was like, I think I'm in the right place.
I think you are too, sis.
Good morning, ladies. I feel like Crystal. What it do? What it do?
Yeah. What you doing?
What I'm doing, I want to kind of say where I am, but where I'm supposed to be is supposed to be a surprise.
Okay.
So
okay, got it.
You got me.
How was your week? So, how was that?
My week was up and down. I did feel very focused though. I had to I thought about Michelle every time. Shelly, every time I got ready to get like unnecessarily emotional, I thought about you, and I was like, focus. Like it wasn't a moment. It wasn't that moment. I was like, I think I'm gonna cry. It wasn't that moment. No. I think I was just with some of the things that have been going on that you guys know. I think I was allowing that to creep in. I just got focused, and I made a quick stop to check on my family and see my mama's face real quick. And I felt real rejuvenated about that. And now I'm at my next destination. I'll let y'all know next week where I am. I know you know. And so I feel good. I feel complete. I feel like now I'm really about to cry. I feel like I did what I wanted to do and what I needed to do. And in the past, I would not listen. I listened to my gut, y'all. I listened to my gut, and I made a move to do what I needed to do before I got here. And I feel very blessed. I feel very empowered and in control, and I feel love. And that's how I feel this morning. So
that sounds like some birthday energy spilling over into your your week.
Beautiful. That's a perfect segue. And Crystal, I was gonna let you just take it over. Take it over, girl. I'm chilling. I'm sitting back today. Take it over.
You ain't chilling, boss. You ain't chilling, boss. But I'm just wondering. You're seeming like you felt this birthday energy. Ushering you into.
I really do feel this birthday energy thanks to the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. And shout out to Chandra, Nikki Young Boss, Lachelle, Crystal, Edmay, DJ John Quick, and of course, Billy and my mom and Whitney. And of course, Robert and Brittany. Shout out to them and to Phil and all the viewers and my family and friends. I had an amazing birthday. You guys, I love you so much. And it's funny, Crystal and I would talk sometimes. A couple weeks before my birthday, I started to feel a little down. And you know why I started to feel a little down? Because I started thinking about what we're talking about today. I'm about to turn 46 and I haven't done this and I haven't done that. And what am I going to do? And then all of a sudden, I stopped. And I got real focused. And I'm not going to lie, I was still thinking about it a little bit that morning on June 5th. And then I taught my class, and that made me feel a little bit better. But when I saw you guys and the love that you guys poured into me and my friends, it immediately stopped. And I'm telling the viewers at home, continue to rock with us. because we're your girlfriends. And I think everybody needs good girlfriends in their life. It stopped.
Amen.
And I have ushered in valuing my time and doing the things and being very present and in the moment and doing the things that I get to do to move forward in my life, which brings me to our topic today. Our topic today is valuing time. And the ladies and I were talking this week about when you have those monumental moments like your birthday, or you have it's a new year, and we're always sitting here going, like I just said, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. And we asked ourselves, why do we do that? Why do we do that? When the blessing, what we should be focusing on is it's another year. It's another year. We're in our present. Why do we do that, y'all? Help me out.
I don't know. I was sharing that I remember turning 40, approaching my 40th year, and remember, like, it wasn't even like conscious. Subconsciously, I was just feeling sadder and sadder. And I'm a woman of faith, and I get the whole like blessed and healthy, and in church they say you have the movement of your lamp, all of that stuff. I get it all. And I was feeling sad, and I just was like, I started to reflect on maybe what I thought where I thought I would be. Hey, Ebe, you good?
I'm good.
Good to see you. I was about to go deep, so I'm just gonna say hi first.
Go on, girl.
Okay. But I just remember feeling like all of a sudden I just started thinking, like, what did I think I would be doing by 40? What did I feel? Then I started feeling behind. And I don't tend to compare myself to people. And I was thinking, well, not about her having this, but like, what did you say? Or what did you think you would be doing by now? And, have I wasted time? And that part is emotional, because then you feel like, there's all of these incredible, like, analogies about time. You can't get it back. And then feeling like, was I wasteful? Did I honor it? Did I grab the bull by the horns? Was I afraid? All the stuff that we talk about. But that thing it was overtaking me going into my 40th year. And then I remember my husband gave me a surprise birthday party, all white. Flew my mother in from Michigan the night before and whatever. And then all of a sudden I was like, your mother is here. You got people who love you. Malachi was just born. I was just like, really, chick? That's what you're going to do? You're going to be like, my life, whatever. Your life is freaking awesome. And then, but now what are you going to do with it? Right. And so I remember being at that time, really trying to be intentional about shifting into what is it that you want. I don't know if I was super successful at every activation, but you know what I mean? Like I was intentional about saying your life as it is perfect, and do not dismiss those things. Not but, and what do you want?
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever thought about valuing time, not in the sense of how we're talking about it today. I think I too, just like many of us, get to a point, it's like, oh my God, I haven't done this, whether it's a birthday or just in general. Like there'll be moments throughout the year where you're like, oh, I said I was going to do this. I need to really stay focused. I really want to do this for myself. I want to achieve this. And I think life just happens, and we allow life to take priority. And what I mean by that is our day-to-day, whether it's responsibilities or things that we choose that we have to manage. And it wasn't until we actually spoke about this topic that, I'm forcing myself, right, to really focus on that. It's not that I didn't value the time that we have, but definitely as I get older, I see that tomorrow or even the next hour is not promised, right? So I don't think throughout life I ever looked at it as if I was not valuing my time. but I did have those moments and try to push myself to the next, like, make sure you go and accomplish this. So I think, as we're talking about this today, what's really important to me is if we could reach anybody who is, whether you're young in age or whether you're older in age, wherever you sit, right? For me, join me in the idea of next hour, the next 5 minutes is not necessarily promised to us, right? So let's start focusing on time. I wish I had looked at things a little bit differently then, because maybe there would have been an urgency to push to get certain things done. But the fact that I'm focusing on it now is a good thing.
I would say, who was talking? Me? Oh, okay. I would say that this is a very interesting topic because I feel that it is universal, and it is, regardless of how old you are, you deal with this type of feeling at some point multiple times throughout your trajectory of life. I was telling the ladies that I have a niece that's 25 who was like, I'm about to be 25. Like, what am I doing? I have friends that are about to be 40 who are that. Oh my God, I'm about to be 40. What am I doing? I have friends that are 50 that are like, God, I'm 50. What am I doing? It's just like, this is an ongoing thing that we as women deal with. But I will say, after really thinking about it, I came to a conclusion that something, we always say, like, try not to regret anything. Most of the things, everything that you do is a learning experience. You shouldn't necessarily regret it. But one thing that I think I actually regret in life is not experiencing my experiences. Like, when I was growing up, I modeled all over the world. I toured doing shows. I was dancing and all over the world and doing things, but I was not experiencing that. So if I can say I regret anything, I just regret not experiencing that, because that makes me feel like, gosh, I feel like I haven't done this or that or whatever. And I'm like, you have lived a pretty darn great life, but because I haven't really experienced my life, I feel that I'm still catching up. You know what I mean?
What do you feel about unpack experiencing it for me just a little bit more?
Meaning like being in the moment, like not thinking about the next moment, actually just staying in that moment. Like when I was modeling all over the world, we would go and we would be in cities for 24 hours, 48 hours, 10 hours at sometimes. Sometimes we would literally just come in to do a gig and go out. And same with like bus and truck is what they call a fast going theater show. Like you get on a bus, you go to the next city, you do the show, you may spend the night, and you get on the bus and you go the next day. However, I'm young. I'm like late teens, early 20s. I ain't gotta pretty much sleep. Like, I had girlfriends that in every city, no matter what, they went out to eat. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna order in and go to the hotel. Like just stuff like that. Like, I just didn't experience. I have literally been in every single city, every single state in the United States, but I can't tell you about half of them.
Plus one.
I can tell you about good 10. And that's it. But I've been to all the states in the United States, and I've been to different countries. I spent time in many places, but I can't really give you good details about it because I wasn't really sitting in the moment and experiencing it. And I feel like that is the core of why I might feel like, oh, I'm not doing whatever, or I'm catching up, or I haven't done blah, 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 is because I'm just not experiencing and bringing, and how we were talking about having joy in what you do. Like, I feel like all that is a part of feeling that you are maturing and growing and doing, is like when you are experiencing these experiences and when you feel joy when you're doing them, when you can literally make a memory and it is something that is implanted in your mind. Like, you guys, we go to work and we do all these things or whatever happens, like we can't even remember what we did 10 minutes ago because we're trying to like get through it or whatever. And you're like, what just happened? Where? Jesus, what? Because we're not experiencing it. And I feel like that's my thoughts on valuing time, is just experiencing the things that you put your time to.
It's funny you say that, Chandra. When you were talking, I started thinking, I remember when I turned 30, I was not having that conversation. Oh, I haven't done this, because when I turned 30, I truly was experiencing life. I was very present, and I started thinking about like all the monumental birthdays. And then I just thought to myself, besides last week, what was the last birthday that I didn't say, oh, I'm not here, I'm not there, I'm not this, I'm not that? And that was 35. And and I think it was up until 35, I was in Tokyo with Dream Girls, and I had in my head at that time had experienced everything, and really it was like I was that 7-year-old girl again. And then after 35, something happened, and I don't know if it was life started lifing, as they say. Things started getting in the way. I stopped smelling the roses. Instead, I started looking at all. Well, I'm sad to say this, but I think I stopped being grateful. Does that make sense? When I think back on it, I think I stopped being grateful, and I focused so much on the problems. And therefore, because I was focused so much on the problems, I wasn't enjoying the experience and things that I was doing. Because when I think about in the midst between 35 and 40, I was on Broadway. So, which is a joyful thing, but I don't think I was experiencing it because I was allowing life and lifing and forgetting to be grateful. And I just thought about that when Chandra was talking. When was the last time I truly was experiencing? And it goes back to us starting this show and quarantine and having to slow down and having the opportunity to be with you guys every Saturday and learn from you. And really, I love what you said, Chandra. Last week, I experienced for the first time in a long time, and that's what is a part of valuing your time. I thank you for that.
Good, don't it?
Epiphany. I'm just having
it feels good, don't it?
I want to add something to what y'all are saying, because the experiencing hit it right on the head. And the reason why it hit it is because I too, like I was saying before, like when you talk about value and time, you just kind of prioritizing what you have to do. And so I too have been to many different states, and there's things to see in countries, and I don't have stories, to tell about anything other than what I was there for, right? But it was really interesting when I turned 50. You know how we've talked in the past about what do you like? And sometimes we all get stumped and we're like, I don't know what I like, because we've been so focused on everybody else and what we have to do. If you really think about it, there are times in your life where you are defining what you like. So when I turned 50, it was like, I want to be surrounded by my friends. I want to have laughter. I want to have joy. I just want to, hang out with them. I want to reminisce. I want to create new memories, and a commitment to myself that I wanted to keep doing that. And so I guess your experiencing hits it right on the head, because the valuing of my time is making that a priority.
Right. I missed our weekly meeting this week. But when I read, I know. But when I read the notes and I started thinking, I realized I don't think I ever thought about time actually. Like when I was younger, I think I never thought about time, right? But I will tell you, I got a gift and I was like, because I'm clearly a person who is very present. I'm very, very, very present. And so I have a lot of experiences on a daily basis that I really enjoy and mean something to me, right? I'm so focused what's right in front of me. So much so, I'm gonna give you an example. This morning when I was doing my run, I was running on a street and a woman was walking towards me. And the closer I got to her, I could see she was crying, right? Because I only see what's right in front of me. And as I ran towards her, I stopped and I hugged her and I told her, I don't know what's wrong, but you're going to be okay. And God got you. And she just looked at me and was like, thank you. And I kept going, right? I only see what's in front of me. But I realized that when I was 21, my attention to time and being present in experiences was cemented. And I'm gonna tell you this little story because I realized how it's cemented, and I think I've said this before. The day that my father passed away, I was 21. It was 30 years ago. I woke up in the morning and I took a shower, and in the shower, it hit me that my father was gonna die that day. It just hit me. He was in the living room. It's not like my dad was like, in a hospital or anything. He was in the living room, and it hit me in my spirit that he was going to die. And so having that information, right? First I was saying to myself, you're crazy, but the message was so clear. I was like, okay, you're not crazy. Today's the last day. So it changed how I experienced the entire day. So my family had already had plans to go to breakfast and to go to church because my grandmother wanted us to, which was so strange because my grandmother never went to church. She was like praying at the window with her Bible her whole life. But church, no. We all had to go to church because my grandma said so and go have breakfast. And so we went and had breakfast and my father came with us, the whole family. And then when we went to church, my father was like, I'm going to go home because he was a teacher at the time. He's like, I'm going to go home and grade papers. So the whole time I'm in church, I'm listening to the sermon and the whole 9 yards, but I'm like, I need to get back to daddy because today's his last day. And so church was over. We go home, right? And in my mind, I'm like, I hope when we get in the house, he's not dead, right? Because today's the last day. Like, I need every moment. And he wasn't. And we had to go, me, him, and my mom had to go to a funeral in South Jersey. My best friend at the time, her grandfather had passed away. His funeral was the same day. So we get dressed and we get in the car and we drive down. We're in the car, we're listening to music, we're talking. It's a 2-hour ride. I'm so happy to be in the car with my father. Like, I'm listening to every word he's saying. I'm talking to him. We're asking each other questions. We're making jokes. We go to this funeral. The funeral is so packed. This family is Native American Indians, right? The funeral is so packed that only the women can sit down in this church. All the men are standing, including my father. So I sit down with my mother. 10 seconds after sitting down, I'm like, I want to go stand with my father because he's going to die. And I don't want to be here. My mom will be here. I need to go with him. I get up and I go stand with him in the back. I hold his hand. I'm so present with how his hand feels. I'm so present with, I'm leaning on him. And with the service is beautiful and all these flutes are playing. And then after we go for the repast in the basement, and there's these dessert tables and food tables. And my father loved cake. And I was like, let me get you some cake, Dad. Let's have some cake together. We're eating cake together. We're talking. We're laughing. It's late at night. And in my head, I'm thinking, when is he going to die? Because I know he's going to die today. We get in the car and I said to him, I want to drive home. And I never drive. My father was always the driver. We all knew how to drive, but if he was in the car, he would drive. But I was like, I want to drive home. And about 20 minutes into the ride, my father dies in the car immediately. He has a massive heart attack. Now, I don't tell you this story for shock. It's what happened. But it was cemented in my soul to be present in every single moment. That was one of the best days of my life. Like, I never paid attention to what it felt like to hold my father's hand, right? I never paid attention to how hard I'm laughing at the joke somebody was telling me. But from that day forward, it is all I ever do. And it's like I'm experiencing life in Technicolor, and it's phenomenal. No matter what it is, I could be with a friend who's in pain. I could be on a roller coaster ride. It's just phenomenal to be alive, to do whatever it is you're doing. And I highly recommend it. Like, it cemented it for me, right? It's like, it doesn't matter what it is, be present and experience it. Because I have, like Chandra said, I have like 14,000 memories in my mind from the last 30 years. I remember so much because I was present. So time is probably the highest commodity we have as human beings. It's the highest commodity. Money, all of that stuff. Nothing is more valuable than the moment you have in front of you. Nothing. It's deep.
What a great reminder. I'm
Wow.
going to keep the story.
Well,
I'm going to keep the story.
I just got before you I gotta say this. Our audience, I think we shared this, but we all knew Nikki. We didn't know each other, right? So we met. We started the show in March. We didn't meet until August in person.
Right.
And at Nikki Kearney's house. And I remember that day, I felt so present with y'all. Everything slowed down, right? When I got to Nikki Kearney's house, you guys were all there. And I walked in, Lachelle was standing in the kitchen, and I walked up to her, and I held her face, and I said, "You're real." Right? Because I just couldn't believe I was looking at her.
I remember.
And I was and then I began to cry, and then Chandra was at the stove. And I remember just like, and Nikki Kearney, I couldn't believe, like, in person, like, she's a freaking boss, but in person she looks 12, right? And her face is like this big. And I just was looking at her face, and I remember going like this to her face. And I didn't even realize that we had met before. We had met at this fancy black lady event, right? Because we fancy black ladies sometimes. And then it all came flooding back. I was like, I met Edme. Nikki had run out to the car to meet me. And I remember being like, that whole day, I will never forget it as long as I live. Because I felt like everything slowed down, and it was just us. Do y'all remember it that way? And I remember like we were sitting together and laughing together and communing together as sisters for the first time, but like it always was. So time transcended too. It's like, this is present, but this is always. It's almost like it's like our souls found each other way before we met, and then we met, and it was just like, boom, right here, right here. It's always been. And I just
feel like a million years.
And then I think, I don't know if I had to leave first, but I remember feeling like I didn't want it to end, because it felt like it just, nothing else mattered, right? Like it was just, and I just feel like, Chandra, when you said the lack of experiencing, like, I don't do that all the time. I don't make time for, I do it sometimes, not all the time, but that just hit me really, really hard. So thank you for sharing that story about your dad.
Sure.
And then I realized, wow, we had that.
But I think,
not enough.
I think, y'all hear me? I think the key is experiencing. You know, like I didn't even think about that until Sean just said it. And then Shelly talking, and then Crystal, you mentioning our time. I believe that's it. I mean, I'm talking to all of us. I agree with you, because if I was experiencing, right, I wouldn't feel like I've missed out and all of a sudden get to 50 and need to see everybody, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah.
I think that we touched on a lot of stuff. I think that, and I took a lot of notes, when it comes to time, I'm going to go back to what we originally started about talking, which was the birthday. I think when it comes to time, sometime when we get to a certain age, we have the feeling of regrets. And I think the reason for being is because we didn't build enough memories in our memory library, so to speak. And what we're talking about is interesting because those memories often are being built in moments where we get lost in time because we're enjoying the time so much that we loses the notion of time, and but those memories stay forever in time. Does that make any sense?
100%. That hit me.
I just wrote that
Wow.
down. Memory
Wow.
libraries, and that's going up in front of me.
And then like
That's
it's
so true,
living
Edna.
a life that's fulfilled, and forget about how much money we want to build, how much houses, how much businesses. Forget about that. I think that what gave you that feeling of you lived a fulfilled life is how many memories you built with the people that you love.
Yes.
That's
And
100%.
beautiful. I mean, and when I was saying this week had some ups and downs, and I would think of Lachelle, but I think also one of the reasons that I was able to keep moving was because of the amazing memories from Saturday, and I experienced you guys. I experienced my amazing surprise from Robert and Brittany, and they just, and just experienced it. And
mhm.
and I built memories,
And
which
that's
took
just
me through my week, which
Right.
took me through my week.
It's like experience is your life force.
yeah.
It's the thing that keeps your flame going.
And that's
It's
and
like
that's why I said Chandra, unpack that. What did you mean? Because I was like, I needed to hear what you meant. And as soon as I heard what you meant, I was like, right. Because Nikki, when Mel came on that screen, when you saw Melanie's face, everything about your relationship with her was all over your face.
It just everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like
Mm-hmm.
collapsed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every
Mm-hmm.
memory, I even thought about my very first card. She was in it. Every
Yes. I need somebody to write in the chat what Edme said because I'm telling you, Edme, what you
Oh,
said so simply, it just it just elevated my thinking. It just elevated my understanding, expanded.
say
And
it,
that's
say it,
amazing.
say it again, that man, because I got
We done both wrote it
down.
down.
Well, I wrote it down in the sense of how I want to remember it. So I wrote it down as, I focused in on memory libraries
Yes.
and
so did I. So did I.
and the question she posed or the statement she offered was, how many memories have you built with the people you love? And I'm
Right.
coupling that with what Chandra is saying in regards to experiencing, right? Not just passing through the things we're engaging in, or passing, that we're actually in the moment taking
Yes.
in whatever it is we're doing so that we can take away a memory, right? And then the last thing that I noticed that Edme offered, was living a fulfilling life. So life that is fulfilled, she said.
And she also said, this was the piece, Edme, that you said was when you're experiencing the moment, it's like time slows down and stops.
Mm-hmm.
And which almost gives you more time. And then the memory of that experience lives on forever.
Yeah. So it's
Right?
almost
It's
like
like
you have
being
to.
an
I missed
experience
that. That was
buys
good.
you time. It buys you time.
It's the quality of I won't even say the quality of the action, but the quality
Of your
that's
present.
in the moment that gives the value of the time.
Right. Your level of presence really defines the quality of the experience.
Absolutely.
I was thinking,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna share.
Absolutely.
So last Sunday I went to the beach. You guys know I'm a mermaid and I live on the beach. Nothing extraordinary about that, but it was. I went to the beach with Luca. Normally I would have like a little friend with him, and no, it was just me, my girlfriend Jessica, my friend Alejandro. And you know what was the best thing about that day? Is
What?
that Luca and I connected for 5 hours. We spent 2 hours boogie boarding together. I would spend 2 hours teaching him how to take the waves, splashing on the water, getting sand all over. And then we spent 2 hours playing paddle, where I was started teaching him how to hold the rackets. It was amazing time. The connection
Amazing.
that I had, and believe it or not, I live with him all the time, so I'm with him all the time. But the
Sure.
fact that there was no distraction, nobody around, no cell phone, no Anais, as much as I love Anais, but just him and I, you know, being really connected together in
Mhm.
outside was amazing.
And see, that'll live forever
Mhm.
beyond the actual time. I feel like I'm in a master class.
Yes. You know, one of my fondest memories of my mother, and like all you guys, we all say we have, so many memories. One of my fondest memories of time with my mom, like quality time, because it's a lot of us. Okay. I was the baby. And so it's like the baby really don't, even though they say the baby gets, per extra attention and all that kind of stuff, that's not necessarily true when you got a whole lot of kids. But my mom used to make a point to make sure I didn't feel like I was, like every kid felt special in their own right. And so she would once a month, she never told me the day, but she would just show up at my school and take me out of like my either my middle class or my last class or whatever. And we would go get our nails done. That's why I have like a nail fetish now. Like I always have to have my nails done. But it was just like she would come get me and it would be like just quality time with just the two of us. None of my other siblings, just us. Will go get something to eat and get our nails done and be home before everybody got home. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular scheduled event. But that resonated so deeply with me over time was because one, that she took the time to make, to instill this time with us. And that it was just like her and I. And so I know I see that my brother does that with his kids now because my brother has 6 kids. So he's always trying to like, make sure everybody feels special. So he has father son day with all of his boys. He got all boys and one girl. He got father son days with all of his boys separately, and so does his wife. They do like separate dates with them just to make sure that the kids understand quality time to each other and make memories of just how I felt with my mom or my dad, not
That's
our
beautiful.
mom and our
Right,
dad.
right, right.
I feel guilty now. Thanks, Chandra.
I mean, it's something that Callie's only 2, but it's something that I'm like, I definitely have to make sure. Like, if I want to have more children, I definitely have to make sure that I
Right,
make sure that she knows that she is special in her own right, and
right.
it's not like it's always a group thing.
And
I
it's
appreciate my
all
mom.
done through valuing time. Your mother valued time with each
Mhm.
one of her children.
Yeah. Now I was with my daddy all the time. I tell y'all that all the time. I was with my daddy all the time. So I made him make time for me.
I, that go ahead. Who was saying
I was
something?
just going to say that as a person who we've all lost people, especially in this last year, right? But all of us have lost people. And it's when you can encapsulate being present in those experiences, that's the thing I'm realizing that really keeps a person that you physically lost alive in your life. Like that's how you live forever. It's through the
Absolutely.
experience that you use time to make the experience.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll share this with you. I had, I was my first pregnancy. I have Jada, but I had another pregnancy before that. And that baby was born early. She was born on the first day of the 6th month. I was hospitalized a little over a month, I want to say. It might have been close to 2. I don't even remember the details in regards to that. But, you know, it was really interesting. She died 2 weeks after she was born. And, she was just, everything just wasn't totally fully developed. But it was interesting, my thought process that went into that. I remembered being very appreciative of the fact that I had the 2 weeks, because there were other women that I was in the hospital with as well that didn't even get that. Some of them had to give birth to babies that were already gone, right? And so I valued the time that I had at the 2 weeks. I did have a regret because I wouldn't touch her. Every time you touched her, her blood pressure would go up. And so I didn't want to rattle her. So the first time I actually got to hold her and touch her was after she was gone.
Wow.
And that was really, that was very impactful for me. And I probably, I don't often revisit it. I tell people, like it's something we all go through. So I share the story, but I never really thought about it. Even how I approach that is probably how I approach almost everything in life. But that particular situation, it was very, very obvious to me that I was very fortunate to have had the 2 weeks because other people didn't get that.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Right. Any moment is a moment to value.
I think that is what we take for granted, because it's really easy to slip into why me, this is not right, all of the things versus the things that you have, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was just thinking about, and maybe this is another show, there's so many women, I think I said that on an interview we did earlier this week, so many women have experienced difficulty in pregnancies, miscarriages, stillbirth, children, and we feel alone, and then we push it down and we never talk about it. But you've helped me, I haven't experienced that, but I've experienced loss in pregnancy. I've experienced the fear, guilt. Did I do something? Was it something, and then instead of being I held a baby in my body for X amount of time, and that really was a gift. That time in my life was a gift as well. So thank you for sharing that, because that blessed me. It really did. It really did.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need to add one more thing, to be completely honest. I think there's a number of different life-changing circumstances that I've been through. And in all honesty, it's not because I just happen to think or look at things a little bit differently that all of a sudden, and I'm saying this because somebody else might be out there thinking the same way, but it's not that I just totally noticed that other people weren't afforded what I was given. But it's also, the truth is too, there's very often, there's not a lot of, my circumstances, and a number of them didn't allow for me to have room to think any other way. Because while somebody else was thinking, why me, like you just pointed out, or why this happened to us, I didn't have, and many times have never had the luxury of leaning on somebody else. So my automatic thought process in a lot of things I do is always trying to, look at, okay, how can I pick up and move on from here?
But that's your choice, though.
Yeah, but that's my
choice. A lot
of
people don't choose that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm pointing out here. Because, I don't want somebody, I'm not unique in that sense. It's just also the circumstances that I happen to always seem to have to operate in.
But I think thank you for sharing those stories, you guys. And one thing you just said, Crystal, you said choice. I want to encourage all of us and our viewers, let's really choose this week to value the experiences in our day, to enjoy the memories that we have with one another, the people in your life today. I encourage us to choose that. Um, I, that experience word just really, it got, thank you, Chandra. That goes along with pivot. Look at you with your words. But and then just the memories. I encourage all of us, the viewers, let's do that this week. Let's do it all the time. I want to share something with you guys. When I was on my layover to where I am, this woman comes up to me. She was flying from Richmond too. She's originally from San Francisco. She may be watching. She stops me because I was putting on an eyelash so I could try to get ready for the show because I look a little tired today. And she comes up to me. She goes, "I like your eyelashes." She just started talking to me, and she told me she lived in San Francisco, and she was married and has a daughter. And we just started talking, and we found out that we both are from Richmond. And she says, "Do you just wear your lashes all the time?" And I mentioned that I was getting ready for a show. She said, "What's the show?" I told her the name of the show. And she started asking me these questions. "Well, what do you guys talk about?" And I was like, "Da da 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 da. And what's it about?" And she goes, "This sounds very interesting. It sounds something that I would be interested in." And my sister-in-law, and she's an Asian woman. She let me know that her husband is Black, and she's raising this beautiful daughter. And she talked about her family. And we started talking about social injustices and everything. But let me tell you what she did. She says, "Can you please give me the information for your show?" So I gave her the information. I gave her the website. She looked at it. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to tune in." And she was getting on a flight. And she said, she was going to try to tune in. So I just want to shout out Annie. If you were watching, the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew says hello. But I just thought that was so cool. It all sparked from an eyelash because I had an experience with this woman. And
That's
here we
right.
go. We got another viewer, and she wants to share it with her network. So I just
Hey, Annie.
So Annie, if you're watching on the plane, we say hello.
Hello.
This has been an amazing show, you guys. I mean, you see all the phenomenally dope said, "This is so good." And this is so good. You guys, I'm gonna go off the grid for a minute. Viewers, tell your people to come join the sisterhood. Join the sisterhood. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you feel like you haven't done this yet. We stopping at today. We are choosing to experience our everyday. We're choosing to live in the memories. And this is a beautiful day. I want us to start to wrap up. Does anyone have anything to say? I know we talked about putting something out there for ourselves and our viewers to do during the week. Does anyone have anything else they want to say before we leave?
I'll say something.
Yes.
I will finish by saying that I was reading this book, and she says, "The future is now." And I'm going to add to this. I'm going to say that this week we should all focus and dedicate ourselves to really take time to fully live and experience every interaction that we go and that we have through this week. The future is now. It is what it means is when the moment is, when you meet someone, when you do something, when you talk to someone, experience it to the fuller because it becomes then the future, although it's a memory, but it's a memory that's going to live in the future.
You are just preaching today, and May.
It's because she's back in the water. She's back in the water. So
I was saying the same thing. I was like, Emma is giving us a sermon today. It's time
Meanwhile, she's like smoking a cigarette. She's like, "Yeah,
bonjour, comment ça va?"
When you just, think about it, the future is now.
Nikki, your boss. Thank you, Emma. Nikki, your boss. I know you got something to say.
I'm not sure, but I guess what I am feeling compelled to offer is be thankful find the good out of whatever has happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes people really get stuck in their story. And I was just thinking, like, I could probably go down a list of things that have happened. And, you know, Lachelle, you talking about your father and how that experience happened. Both my parents died when I was 10. And I often think about how people use these circumstances as reasons why they're not enjoying life or why they haven't been equipped to enjoy life. So for anybody out there that is having trouble with the message that we're trying to communicate today, which is valuing your time, really experiencing your moments, don't use your life circumstances as a crutch or an excuse or roadblock from you being able to enjoy the moment and enjoy the moments that you've had and the moments that you can create.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Sunday? Is it Sunday?
Y'all, I'm trying to find what did I do?
Throw the shoe.
I'm gonna add to Nikki and Boss. Sadly, whatever that's behind is past, and I love what you said because we can always dig into the past and find some goodness out of it. But I think the most important is we all have the same time. It's what we choose to do with it. So even if you had like a bad one, you could always revert it. You could always change your mind, your approach, and make the right choices so that the future time that eventually becomes a pastime is a good one, you know?
This was a
Yeah,
beautiful
that's
day.
good. That's good right there. I'll just add this one little piece that my mother and mother-in-law used to say all the time. My mom, you know, always preacher, all the things always say, you know, God won't put something on you that you can't bear, right? Some of us, you know, believe that it'd be like, man, he's testing it. I mean, he's putting he's pouring it all the way to the top. Sometimes it feels like, but something that my mother-in-law said all the time that helped me understand what my mom said was that everything you need is already in the house. And so the house is you. You are the house. So she always said everything you need to get through everything is already in the house. And so when I compare together with God won't give you something that you can't bear with everything you need is already in the house, I'm like, oh, that's a win-win right there. I got it. So if you haven't, you know, from what Nikki Ambas was saying, you know, we have these things and stuff that we go through that, you know, we may not understand, but we know that they are setting us up for something later, something greater, something more to empower somebody else, to help somebody else, you know. And so that's what I'll leave with you. If you he won't put on something you can't bear, but you always got enough already in the house.
Yeah, let's just pass the collection plate right now. Let's
pass the collection plate. Yes, I do want to say this. What a great show, and I just want to shout out before we hang up. Lachelle, tell the people what you got going on tomorrow. Tell them.
Oh yes, come make a moment tomorrow. Listen, let me say that it's my vision board masterclass. But let me say this, it is the last one that I am doing for the year. I am not doing any more this year because I'm making new moments in my life. And so come and join us tomorrow. The link's on the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew page. Anywhere you find me, the link is there. Come experience this so that you can take what we got today in the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew church and really build on it. So make time for yourself and come experience that. Say it again. It's 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. Tomorrow morning.
And you guys see, I got Michelle's Go to her website. You can get all the information, and also on her Instagram page. And Chandra, I know you got a lot of orders coming in. I know you wouldn't mind a few more. Tell the people what you got going on right now.
Got my order in the cart right now.
Yes, put your order in. It's Juneteenth is our 1-year anniversary, so we're putting out these Juneteenth shirts. You know, that's the biggest thing right now is Juneteenth. But there are other things on there. There's Father's Day is the next day, so can't forget about our fathers. We have great men in our lives that are great parents to our children. So, you know, make sure if you don't have a gift for them, you can definitely get a Father's Day gift, a t-shirt from them for them. And then we have, you know, just the regular Cali Girl apparel that's on there. So check it out.
I love. Yeah, I just wanted to shout that out because I knew you guys had some good things going on this weekend. And yeah, that's a wrap, y'all. So we're gonna get we're choosing to experience today and the rest of the week and every day for memories. And I love what Nikki Courtney said. Nikki, I needed to hear that. We ain't got time to get caught up in the story. No more time to get caught up in the story. We're gonna live in the present, get these memories, and enjoy the experiences. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today.
Great
love
job.
you guys. DJ John Quick, you can take us out. Love y'all, and we will see you next week.
Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. What time is it? It's time for the ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. It's the Ladies First Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in